All right, fans of music, welcome back. It is Dave, the real music observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you right there, just like me here. Uh, I get a lot of messages via Facebook and Twitter about Arnel Pineda, and how there are a group of people out there who apparently really struggle with Arnel's accent when he sings. Okay, now first of all, let's address this. As a guy who has had professional voice coaching, you're looking at him here. Back when I was a DJ, I had to learn to enunciate, I had to learn to breathe, I had to learn not to sound like I was 8 years old because my voice was never really that mature, and I didn't have the gift of the deep, powerful radio voice. And to this day, it bugs me and haunts me, but, you know, genetics are what they are. But when it comes to Arnel, it's getting a little creepy hearing about how, Arnel is nice, but I just can't listen to him sing the song because he sings it with an accent. Now, I don't think it's as bad as you make it out to be, number one. And number two, I don't want to throw the R word out there, and I don't want to get all politically correct, but really? I mean, nobody had trouble with a guy, what's his name, Joey Tempest or whatever, from Europe. So I'm not superstitious, or, the final countdown. Remember those songs? I mean, pretty thick accent happening there. The group Aha comes to mind. The group ABBA comes to mind. There are a few groups, and there are tons more groups out there that sang big songs with, you could hear the accent, but to me it was always about the music and the singer. Does he bring, vocal chops? Is he able to hit the notes, or she, for that matter? And I never had a problem with that stuff. I never even thought of that stuff. Jonathan CAIN, in his book, mentions about how he was a doubting Thomas, he says, and bringing Arnel to places like the middle. It's weird geographically what he picked. The middle of Texas, just like plop down some Amarillo. I mean, boom, just somewhere in the middle of Texas, not like Houston or a venue which you'd probably play, okay? And then I think the other place was Raleigh, North Carolina. And saying, we weren't sure because the twisted mentality that people have in those areas in particular. It's a borderline statement, and it almost like it's a rhetorical trick. I tell people all the time, sometimes people leave breadcrumbs of what they want to say by what they don't say, okay? They get really close, they get right up to the fence, and then they just, now you know what I'm talking about, and I didn't have to say it. He's implying that there's some kind of a bias, all right? And I won't use the R word, I will stay away from it. I have no problem with Arnel. I don't have any problem with his accent. The thing that concerns me most about Arnel is, can he sing these songs in the same key they were written originally? Because it's a tough go. Some people call it the Dirty Dozen. Some people just call it impossible. Some people call it Steve Perry. Look, Steve Perry isn't going to be able to sing those songs if he ever comes out of retirement and he wants to hang with Journey, or he wants to hang with whoever, approaching 70 years old, and I don't know. I mean, he's not Paul Rodgers. There are few people on planet Earth with the vocal capabilities of a Paul Rodgers or a Tony Bennett, for that matter. I use him because it's like 100 or something now. But people who are a little concerned about the accent are concerning to me. And I don't mean to single you out, but it's just I keep getting these messages, and I'm like, whoa, this is a little creepy to me. So, Arnel, you got my 100% support. You and I are both men who've had voice coaching. Yours obviously a little different than mine, but I think Arnel is great. I think he's a great front man. He runs around the stage. He brings energy and excitement to the concert. And if you can't have Steve, and you can't have the other Steve, and you can't have Jeff, Arnel is great. And he's been great for this band. And he's also established a whole new fan base along the Pacific Rim, to Asia and so forth. And how can that be a bad thing? All right, I'm done. You talk amongst yourselves. See you then. See you later.